They always saw the hair first. Everywhere we went, grocery stores, school events, even church, people would stop and gush over my family. My mom's golden waves, my sister's sunshine curls. "What a beautiful family," strangers would say, like we were all cut from the same glittering cloth. But then their eyes would land on me with my plain brown hair, the odd strand in the picture-perfect braid, the one who didn't match. That's how my story began.
Hi, I'm called Nora Meyer, and this is my story. Before we continue, please like and subscribe.
Growing up in a house of blondes, always a little out of place, always the one people noticed for the wrong reason. When I was 7, I remember crouching in the grocery cart, tugging strands of my hair over my face, hoping it would somehow glow under the harsh supermarket lights. It never did. Meanwhile, Claire and Lily would toss their curls like little princesses while I shrank into myself, certain everyone could see how badly I didn't belong. At home, my sisters loved to remind me. Claire would lean across the dinner table and say, "Careful, Nora, if you eat too many carrots, your hair might finally turn blonde." Lily always went further. "Or maybe you're adopted." I wasn't adopted. I had Dad's green eyes and Mom's chin. But sometimes, after enough teasing, I almost believed them. School wasn't kinder. Kids like symmetry. They wanted siblings to look alike, and when we didn't, it became a spectacle. "Why don't you match your sisters?" one boy asked, his face scrunched up as though I had failed an assignment. Another gave me the nickname Extra Crayon. I was the stubby brown piece in a box filled with sunshine yellow. My mom tried to make me feel better. "Sweetheart, brown hair is beautiful too," she'd say, combing through it gently. But she had blonde hair herself, so the words sounded more like consolation than truth. By the time I hit high school, I'd stopped trying to compete. Claire had blossomed into the golden girl, literally. Homecoming queen candidate, straight A's, adored by everyone. Lily wasn't far behind. Cheerleader, theater kid, with friends and attention everywhere she went. And me? I was always their sister. It wasn't just the world outside that made me feel it. At home, too, there was this constant hum of comparison. Claire rolling her eyes when I wore black. Lily sighing dramatically when I took too long brushing my hair in the bathroom mirror. Everything about me seemed wrong to them. Too dark, too plain, too different. So I built my own world. I spent hours in the art room at school, sketching, painting, blending colors that didn't have to match. There, at least, no one measured me against a golden standard. But difference weighs heavy. Even when I pretended not to care, I did. One rainy afternoon, digging in the attic for a forgotten sketch pad, I stumbled across a dusty box. Inside were Polaroids of a girl I recognized immediately, my mom. Only she wasn't blonde. She had long, straight brown hair, rich, dark, unmistakably brown. I froze, heart pounding. Clutching the photos, I ran downstairs and spread them across the kitchen counter. "Mom," I demanded, "why didn't you ever tell me?" She blinked at them, then laughed softly. "Oh, those. I thought you knew. My hair was brown until college. I started highlighting it, and eventually, it just got lighter." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. All those years of being the odd one out, of believing I didn't belong, and the truth had been hiding in a box all along. Mom reached over, brushing a strand of my hair between her fingers. "You look more like me at your age than either of your sisters do." The words cracked something open inside me. Relief, yes. Anger, too. But mostly pride. For once, I wasn't the mistake in the family portrait. I was the reflection. After that, I started noticing things. Claire's natural perfection took hours in front of the mirror. Curling irons, sprays, layers of gloss. Lily secretly bleached her roots when she thought no one was watching. Meanwhile, my hair, plain, brown, ordinary, didn't demand anything from me except honesty. I began to experiment, not to hide but to claim it. I let it grow long, wore it loose, and in sunlight, I saw copper glints I'd never noticed before. It was like my hair had been waiting for me to finally see it. Of course, my sisters didn't stop. When I wore it loose for school pictures, Claire muttered, "You'll regret that." When I turned down an offer to join cheerleading, Lily sneered, "Not like you'd fit the aesthetic anyway." But for the first time, their words didn't sting. The breaking point came during Claire's senior year, prom season. Claire was already whispered about as the guaranteed queen. Lily had made court. The two of them spent weeks shopping for dresses, curling their hair, posting endless selfies captioned, "Meyer Sisters." When I refused to be their photographer for yet another round of pictures, Lily snapped, "Why are you always so bitter, Nora? Just admit you hate us because you'll never measure up." My chest burned, but the words that spilled out were steady. "Maybe I don't want to measure up to you. Maybe being blonde isn't the only thing worth being." The silence afterward was sharp as glass. Claire muttered, "Jealousy isn't a good look," and swept out of the room. That night I cried. Not because I believed them anymore, but because I realized something heavier. Their approval no longer defined me. And yet the ache of all those years still clung to me. A few months later, everything shifted. In biology, we had to trace a family trait through generations. I chose hair color. At first, it was just homework, but when I gathered old photos, built charts, and forced my sisters to help, I uncovered the truth. Blonde hair wasn't the rule in our family. It was the exception. A recessive gene. Almost every relative, grandparents, cousins, uncles, were brunettes. I wasn't the odd one out. I was the thread tying us back to where we'd come from. When I presented the project, my teacher praised me for being thorough. But I wasn't thinking about the grade. I was thinking about how I'd spent my whole life believing I didn't belong, when really I had always been the truest reflection of my family. The revelation didn't erase the years of rivalry, but it changed how I saw them. One night, Lily asked me to help bleach her roots. As I worked the dye through, I asked softly, "Why do you keep hiding your real color?" She hesitated. For the first time, her voice cracked. "Because people expect me to look this way." I paused, my heart softening. For so long, I'd thought they were stronger, brighter, untouchable. But really, they were just as scared as I was, maybe more. Their teasing, their rivalry, their perfection. It had always been fear. Fear of not shining. Years later in college, I walked across campus with my brown hair loose and unstyled. The sunlight caught those copper strands, and for once, I wasn't hoping they'd turn blonde. I wanted them to shine exactly as they were. When I came home one autumn break, Claire surprised me. "You were right," she admitted one night, almost whispering. "Matching isn't everything." And Lily, tugging at her bleached ends, sighed. "Sometimes I wish I had your color." For the first time in my life, I smiled without bitterness. Because I finally understood. Being different wasn't a flaw. It was freedom.